What's up, fucks? You ready to fuck? What's up? This is Violent Cinema Review. I'm Christian,
I'm Goblin.
and we are reviewing fucking some movie. I quit.
And
Let's get
you can't quit. That means I'm fired. And today we're reviewing Franklin, A Symphony of Pain.
which I don't even remember much pain in there. His butthole, maybe.
Fucking butthole pains. Gave me butthole pain.
Fucked by a tree lady.
Wood bitch. Directed by Jeremy Westrate.
Good job. I wonder when you were just a wee little gob.
The key is edging. This movie is about Franklin, who is a tormented man who seeks asylum in the arms of Mother Earth. His serenity is shattered by two masked maniacs who violently subdue, abduct, and abuse his asshole. Awakening in captivity, he realizes his nightmarish journey has just begun and his asshole is continually at risk. I may have added a little extra to the IMDb description to make it my own, but that's basically the basis for the story.
This one is very confusing. I'm not gonna lie on it. It gets your attention in the beginning. You're like, oh, this is kind of like an experimental artsy film. I can see where they're going. Has some pretty gnarly scenes in the beginning, and then it kind of just goes into this like where you're like, is this symbolism? Is this what is the meaning? And yeah, it gets way too confusing.
Yeah, like I love like the first 30 minutes. I was like down for the ride. I was ready for it, and then it just kind of kept going and like it became very experimental and artsy and abstract, which is like totally fine. I dig that, but it having such a strong beginning and then it just kind of runs wild with whatever it wants to. It gets a bit confusing and nonsensical at times, which, art's supposed to do, but I don't know where I'm going with that thought.
Well, it just seems like the filters were weirdly placed to be like so consistent. Like there's some moments where it made sense, like when you're taking his eye or when he was on drugs and doing things and it gets all trippy. But it'd just be kind of like they're in random conversation and all of a sudden it just kind of like happens out of nowhere. And it seems like it was just trying to be like a showcase of like all the trippy shit I can do with my editing versus like kind of really caring about any kind of form of plot. And it kind of answers it towards the end, but still leaves you kind of wondering what the hell because you're still picking up the pieces even at the end.
Mhm.
Even though it's supposed to be this big reveal of like, oh, but you're still like, oh, hmm, oh.
Now, which ending are you talking about? Because there is a post-credits prequel that kind of pissed me
Oh,
off. Didn't
that
really
didn't help
explain
me at
anything.
all either.
Didn't help at all either.
No,
Yeah.
it made me more confused. I was just
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah, it's very much super psychedelic out there. There's like people dressed as monkeys trying to do stuff, and then there's a lot of religious imagery and religious dialogue, and all the dialogue's very poetic in ways where like it kind of feels like sing-songy in a
Yeah.
sense. The way that it's written, which I mean, it works well with what the movie is and the themes that it's trying to purvey. But I just overall, I feel the editing was not its strong suit, even though it's done really well. It's just sometimes way too much at times.
Yeah.
And not even in the sense of like it's something you're supposed to experience, but it's just kind of annoying.
Yeah, but the thing is, there was some things are great. Like the score was great. Yeah.
The effects were really great, like the gore and stuff. Does have a lot of good gore in it when you can see it.
And if it was just like experimental, meant to be experimental, like it's a good movie to kind of maybe have in the background when maybe you are on the influence of something. Maybe that was what they were kind of going for, is like trying to make this like low budget, big influence of like maybe Enter the Void or something like that. And there's moments where it's great and like I love the, the layering that they do with a lot of the shots and everything and it would be a cool thing to like clip for, maybe mixtapes and things and some of the other stuff that's in there. Um, but yeah, but it just leaves you in such a what the fuck.
Yeah, even the editing itself has very much mixtape vibes to it. Like it feels
Mhm.
very mixtapey and kind of sporadic at times with its editing style and like the what it overlays and all of that, the
Mhm.
filters that are used. But I mean, I don't know. I might rewatch it because I did enjoy like the first 30 and it just kind of devolved and just kind of became ongoing nonsense in a sense. But I don't know. I might go back and watch it on psychedelics in the coming weeks. See what that's all about.
Yeah, it might be a whole different experience.
I like mushrooms and acid. This movie does jump genres a lot. There is a good, pretty entertaining section that's like a throwback to like old anti-drug and anti kind of like the teen scare films of the 40s and 50s and 60s, I would say. That was pretty cool, but it only happens once and then he butt stuff happens. So there's a lot of butt stuff in this.
Yeah, and seeking of bliss. And I guess that bliss is like anything that the people are claiming is like different drug forms or sex or whatever. And because there's some pimps and hookers type feel and
There is a really badass bag piece that this one chick has, and I'm not sure if it's real or fake. I'm pretty sure it's real, and they found this just crazy tattooed chick. But if not, either way, it's still really cool looking.
yeah. I mean she has but she had a lot of tattoos to match in other spots too that kind of seemed very real. So it made it seem like she just looked like a tattooed girl.
And there's a part where they're riding each other on a bed, and it made me miss my boys in Wasteland. So it has Jules and Bob from American Holocaust. This is I'm not sure who exactly it's through because it mentions some Velvet Collective, which I think is like the group that put it together. But I think it was released through Gatorblade because Sean Donahue is like a producer and all that. And he's involved with. I think he helped write it as well. So it's very much a Florida film and it has very much a Florida look to it.
Hmm.
But so it has them from American Holocaust, which is always great seeing them. I knew Bob was in it, but I didn't know Jules would be in it until he just popped up, and I was like, oh shit! And he's a fucking just maniac the
Yeah.
whole time, like fucking deviant. It's amazing.
Basically a pimp, but
And once again, Bob's cock's out in the movie, so an extra thumbs up for that. It's
no
always
beard.
a better movie. No beard, that's a extra. I like my wild crazy Bob. I don't need that clean shave shit. All right, keep that shit to yourself. Whip out the dick, grow the beard. That's what we want. I feel bad. And I hope you're feeling better, buddy. He just got out of the hospital. Well, yeah, that was kind of my worry because they're like, oh, let's do American Holocaust too. And I'm like, Bob's really old. And then, like, as they're kickstarting it, they're like, oh, he went to the hospital, had to have some operation. I was like, yeah, see? It's like, waited too long, guys. And you get Monkey Cock in this. That's two movies on this show that we've reviewed that has Monkey Cock. So that's great.
Yeah, because who doesn't like monkey cock?
Animal rights activists, they don't like it. They love it. I really hope my neighbors aren't out and about just hearing me yell about monkey cocks in my garage.
So if PETA has to do their taxes and they have a filing cabinet, would that be a PETA file?
This is the final ever episode. Oh my God, could you imagine? They're like, go get me that file on PETA. The guy like running down the hallway, grabs the file, runs back
Found
into
you
the
a
room. I've got the PETA
pedophile.
file. They're like, Dave, we think before we speak. Okay.
One part of that was kind of interesting was the wood bitch. I guess there was like he had to go find the wood bitch and then ends up getting like raped by the wood bitch out in the woods. And it looks like he has this like big giant like wood dick kind of like what he's like sitting on, I guess. And then he gets like slapped around with a fucking big dildo in the face. Death by snoo snoo, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
that's from the wood bitch
Yeah, from the wood
and her
bitch.
giant like 2 foot dildo. It was actually really obscenely long.
Yeah, not too long.
Yeah, no, I mean I'm bigger. I meant for other people. I just for other people.
Yeah,
I don't want them feeling bad about themselves.
definitely not a starter dildo.
Not me though. I, you
It's
know,
a lead up to,
yeah. If you want to see if I'm telling the truth or not, check out Bloodlust Triple X. You can see my cock and sodomy or whatever that's worth.
join our OnlyFans.
We could do like the
Um,
Island Boys shit. We could just recreate the Island Boys picture.
Please let us know if you want us to start an OnlyFans.
It'll probably just be me smoking weed and being all depressed and existential. I'll have, well, if you want a
Like,
goblin philosophy, if I'd be
smoking
like,
blunts while jerking it. Look, I can fast
yeah, you
forward.
want this? You want to pay for this? You want to see the real thing? $10 a month. OnlyFans right now. Let us know.
See what kind of mysterious thing gets put in my butt.
It's not mysterious when it's everything. A baby kitten and a banana. and an alarm clock.
Some Tabasco.
Freshly pickled Carolina Reaper. My ass is on fire.
So as a whole, visually really cool. Definitely does not need to be an hour and 37. I think it could have been cut down quite a bit. Don't go in here thinking you're gonna have like a story or plot that's gonna like keep you and hold your hand throughout it. It's more of like a mixtape visual experience, an experimental film.
And it's incredibly abstract at that. Yeah, there are parts I enjoyed, and like I really enjoyed the beginning and like going into it and stuff. But there were parts where it just kind of felt like a chore to kind of get through. And then, but it wasn't like that throughout. There were good scenes that broke it up. It's just there are kind of these extended stretches of just
Yeah. Which
yeah,
made I kind of wish that they kind of separated it a little bit better because it would seem like it would be like an important part and then all of a sudden they kind of throw in that artistic style in it and it was kind of seem like well let the scene fall through or and then bring it in when it's necessary or it just sounded like it was just kind of just like an add-on that you wanted is like okay this part doesn't have any filters in it let's just add it because they haven't had it for a bit instead of actually having it like a purpose and a reason to happen. And I think that
yeah.
maybe helps guide it along a lot better instead of just being fucking all over the place constantly.
Yeah, which I mean, I get that's the style they're going for with it being experimental and it being more of an artsy. Yeah, I mean, experimental is straight up what it is, but it still could have been pieced together a bit better, I think. And this doesn't need to be 100 minutes or nearly 100 minutes.
But I mean, yeah, because I guess he's like trying to find his sister or who is it that he's trying to find? So I guess his girlfriend's like, yeah. When he kills his own girlfriend.
Yeah, because there's a girl at the beginning who's like, or the guys who are like, oh, isn't that bitch that we killed in the woods the other day? Herka, when they pull out his wallet.
Yeah, and so it makes it seem like he's doing this like I will find my the murderer, kind of like a memento type thing, but but instead of getting dementia or anything or can't remember anything. He just basically keeps getting high and just lose track what the fuck he was doing. He's like, oh yeah,
And
I'm
runs
trying to
in.
avenge my girlfriend's death, but I just want to get fucked up on drugs.
I'm gonna come across the most horrible fucking people I've ever met and see what they need first.
Yeah,
Let
it felt
awful shit happen and then move on to try. And then I'm gonna meet some more horrible people and they're gonna do some shit. And then
yeah, it made it feel like a Alice in Wonderland, but in like the worst streets of like the biggest cities. It's like I don't know.
yeah, it's I don't know. I might go back on a revisit while I'm like heavily intoxicated on substances, but as a first time viewing, it's wasn't for me. I like the beginning, but I think there's potential. But it definitely needs some trimming and some reworking to to rework the stuff
Yeah,
that didn't work.
there is such thing as over editing too, and I feel like this is definitely one of those examples of just over editing. Like it could you could have had something really nice if maybe you just didn't repeat the constant chaotic feel the whole time. Like it because it makes you I don't know, it loses importance when it's just like all the time. It's kind of like just getting like beaten down by these visuals.
Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. If you're into super weird, experimental, artsy, out there gore shit, you may enjoy this. You know, if you're not, you I probably won't like it. I'm definitely going to revisit it again. I don't know about Christian or you. But yeah, so that was our review of Franklin, A Symphony of Pain, which it kind of was for us to watch it. But yeah, 2 stars from me on Letterboxd. And for Quality Violent Cinema Reviews, I'm Goblin.
And I'm Christian.
And it's hot as fuck out here. Oh, I'm a bird. I can't be doing YouTube reviews. Oh, I'm a bird. I can't be doing this. Oh, birds don't watch movies.